For the Canucks, though, their first pick is speaking of home run swings, going to the plate and hitting for the grand slam. They certainly did it. Danila Klimovich was their first pick, 41st overall. Now, I watched Danila Klimovich in the U18s, and he was one of my favorite first half stories. This guy tried lacrosse goals. He tried between the legs goals. He's got a bit of a swagger to him. There is raw, like from what I see here, and I'm not like, please don't get me wrong. I'm not the expert scout, but I really saw a lot of raw talent from this guy. But he is also going to be a little bit of a project. Once the games got a little bit more intense, it was tougher for him. So the idea is that he's going to he's coming to North America. He wants to come in North America and play here. He's not going to be in the lineup right away, but he's got a bit of Höglander, Podkolzin, sort of that Connor Garland. He's got some swag to him. For me, it's a project, but it could be a project that works out, and I wouldn't sleep on him. I'm not saying that this is a dumb pick. It's a project.
Yeah, you kind of still. Oh, sorry, go ahead, John.
You go ahead there, Chris.
So okay, I was going to say, from what I have seen on Twitter, I'm getting a lot of Höglander-esque vibes from him as far as like that raw talent being around the same spot in the draft. If he's anything what Höglander's turned out to be, I think it's a hit.
Yeah, with that pick, it is a huge swing. There was a lot of other bigger names out there that people were wanting, players who were more on the radar of the public lists and the vocal internet scouts that are on Twitter letting us know who they like and who they don't like. But he's got some high-end skill. He needs to work on his skating, from what I've read, and he needs to play in a league that is going to help him build better habits. That was the other thing, is he's been able to get away with just using his skill in the lower leagues that he's been playing in Belarus. And now he needs to play in either the MHL or the VHL or the KHL if he stays in Europe, or he got drafted by a QMJHL team.
The Rouyn-Noranda Huskies, by the way.
There we go. And he's got the option to come over and play in the CHL. And either way, the one thing he needs to focus in on are the details, because he's got the, from what I've read, he's got the effort, he's got a high motor, he's got the willingness to play defense, because the Elite Prospects book on him is that he's very willing to back check like a demon and be able to put that effort in to be a 200-foot player to go along with that high-end skill that he has. But if you don't have those details, know how to back check properly in the NHL, know how to forecheck properly, all that effort's going to go to waste more often than not. So it's all about the details and refining them to a point where he can become a professional hockey player in North America playing in the NHL.
For those who are interested, you may remember the name Jeremy Lauzon was played with the Rouyn-Noranda Huskies. He was drafted in the second round by the Boston Bruins. So there is some alumni there. I just, the one thing that just sort of concerns me for him in terms of playing in the Q is it's not exactly the most defensive of leagues, but who knows, right? I mean, you still want to give him a shot. That's it will take time, but it's a swing. And Logan Stankoven was passed by the Canucks. I would have picked him, but the Flames also passed on him, and he went to the Dallas Stars, which maybe there's the fit there as well. But we'll see.
Yeah, and watching Logan Stankoven, from what I've seen, I like from him. I can understand why he fell the way how far he did, though. He's 5'8".
Yeah.
It's not like he's Braden Point, who's 5'10". It's not like there's very little. There's not many players under 5'10" that really that can make the NHL, no matter how skilled they are. So I would love to see Logan Stankoven prove me wrong, and prove a lot of people wrong, and become maybe the next Braden Point. But at 5'8", 170, I wonder. That's just where I'm at. I wonder. I'm always a little more, just because of how big and how skilled some of these players are in the NHL. It's so as skilled as you can be at 5, but if you don't have the size to be able to compete and be able to get the puck back, it's going to be a tough time. So that's what it is. And I think I love the idea of the Canucks taking a big, huge swing for the fences, trying to hit the golf ball 400 yards, trying to do something like that with this pick. And I hope it turns out.
It's kind of like Chris's golfing in a little bit. He takes the big swing, and hey, I meant that in a compliment, by the way.
My golf game has much to improve, but yes, fair point.
My golf game is terrible, so that's all I'm saying. And
if you look, sorry, just on Stankoven, if you think Johnny Gaudreau is small, Johnny Gaudreau is 5'9", so 5'8" is even smaller than Johnny. And you can make it work, but you do have. Yeah, you got to have a little bit of size, but if you don't have that size, you got to be able to make it work within the NHL and be effective to some degree. So yeah, I'm kind of with Sean. I can understand why Stankoven dropped as far as he did. But hey, if he makes it work, he's gonna be a damn good player.